Okay, good morning. Let me know that you can hear me, please. Let me know if you can hear me. I'm a minute early. Okay. Um, I'm sorry, there's no trade room and no trade today. Um, April Fools. Ha 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 ha. Let's get started. Mark, is noon okay? Approximately noon. I'm meeting with Tick Strike at 11. Okay. So I'll talk to you while we're here. Okay. So I want to welcome everybody. Good morning. Um, let's talk about this report. Give people 1 minute to get here. So, U.S. jobs report. Welcome to 10-minute trades. My name is Lee Goldstein. I'm the trading director at 10-minute trades. Please remember, it's possible to lose money trading futures, so trade carefully. And let's get started. Now, on the U.S. jobs report. Good morning, Derek and Chantal. You're very, very welcome. The U.S. jobs report. I just want to let you know my philosophy on this report. I realize that it's been troubled lately, but to me, it's always a report I'm willing to trade because the possibility of a great profit is there. And it's one of the reports that I would trade my family's money on, even when it's struggling. So, I mean, that's just my simple philosophy on this report. Right now it's been struggling a little bit with gold. Part of the problem is finding the index that's working the best on this report right now. Gold has been struggling. Um, and that's the biggest issue. There's plenty of indexes that work well. Sometimes you just don't trade the right one. And there's not a lot you can do about that sometimes. It's not anybody's fault. You try to do the smartest thing you possibly can. Now, the markets are up this morning. I have no interest in the NQ on this report, but we're very interested in the ES. As gold has been struggling, the ES has been good. But I want to make it very clear. So I want to show everybody the DMM. I've worked really hard, and Chantal has worked really hard. We work together to update the setups, and we spend a lot of time doing it, at least 5 minutes. I mean, it's a lot of time, 5 minutes. April Fools. We spend days, hours. We spend hours working on the setups. And if you look at today's DMM, you can see a real representation of time that we put in. You know, Gold is still our go-to, okay? But we all know gold's been trading weird, especially since the Ukraine crisis, okay? Gold's been trading weird. There's no two ifs, ands, or buts about it. ZN has been inconsistent, but I didn't want to take bonds off because bonds are they're pretty manageable. Trading ZN on the jobs report is not a terrible thing to do. My only change that I would make, I would use a bracket of 4 or 5, okay? And I'd probably use a slightly bigger stop. Remember that if you increase your bracket, you should increase your stop at least the equivalent amount, okay? So try to remember that if I forget to mention it. Increase your bracket. So if I increase my bracket to 5, my stop should go to 8 on bonds. And then ES, we have a new alternative setup. But I got to give you a heads up. it's only been the last 3 months that the ES has been behaving this way. Okay. It's only been the last 3 months. But, we're trying to trade the current markets, right? I mean, that's what we're trying to do, trying to trade the current markets. Gold has quite a bit of volatility today. Okay. There's no way around it. Now, I don't know if I'm doing the right thing or if I'm choosing the right index. You never know. There's no guarantees. But I'm going to trade one gold because gold's got two stops in a row. Okay. It's got two stops in a row. Good morning, Jody. Two stops in a row on gold. So it's a little bit troubled. But there's always that possibility gold could give you a great move. So what I'm going to do is trade one gold, bracket at 12. And what I'm hoping is that there will not be a whipsaw. If there's a whipsaw, I'm going to get stopped. And there's nothing you can do if there's a whipsaw. Okay. It's not anybody's fault. It just happens. And I'm going to go for a 30 tick target. It's a 20 tick stop. And the entry time is 8:29:59. You know what? Let me check my bracket before I do anything else. My bracket size. Okay, so I'm just going to take a look at my bracket size. You know why. I need to see it on Sim. So gold's down, quite a bit today, but it's bullish over the past 40, 45 minutes, half hour, not even 15 minutes or so. Gold's a little bit bullish. We all know the gold open is at 820. No interest in trading the gold open when there's a US jobs report. So I'm just going to trade one contract on gold. If I feel gold looks tradable this morning, right now it's been bullish. It has been bullish, but it seems perfectly safe to me. Okay. Seems perfectly safe. Let me just redo what I did. Hang on. So my gold setup is a bracket of 12, looking for one move, 30 ticks. When gold works, it has a big move, okay? And it has a good move. So I don't think 30 ticks is even asking too much. But let's be conservative, all right? I'm going to be conservative. I want it to just fill. That's my bracket. And then I'll show you my ES testing also. Okay, so that looks like a nice gold chart. Let's verify it. So one contract of gold, the bracket is 12. Looking for 25 ticks. The stop is 20. Entry 8, 29, 59, right? Let's record this. And let's go down on our setup. Trade in one. Label it. Gold jobs. Okay. So that's what I'm doing with gold. If there's a move on gold, I would prefer to take part in it. Okay. Double checking my time before I put my live chart on. So a 12 bracket, 25 target, stop of 20, entry 829.59. Okay. Pretty normal setup. Pretty normal setup. I want to fix my video. There's something I don't like about the video. So I want to cancel my recording and start it over. Now there's a couple of alternative setups. Now, as a heads up, first let's check, first thing before we get to more setups, going to verify time sync by going to the website time.is. Okay. Puts me in sync. So my computer's in sync. I also want to welcome everybody on YouTube. Thanks for signing in. Give us a couple of likes, folks. Sign up for the channel so you know, and hit the notification bell so you know the next time we're streaming. Give us a like, hit the notification bell after you sign up for the channel. We would love if you sign up and join us. Then you'll know the next time we're streaming. We stream all week long, multiple times a week. Look at what the ES did the past couple of months on this report. And it has worked for the past 3, okay? I recorded a couple so you could see it. Now, I would trade live if testing is 3 weeks in a row because that's the beginning of a trend. I'd rather it was 6 months, I mean months, not weeks. I would rather it was 6 months in a row or 4 to 5. It just isn't. But if you go back 4 months, these markets are not the same. They're not the same today as they were 4 months ago. So the ES, it has worked very nicely on this report. And the last 2 months were gold stops and the ES worked. But I wanted also to show you a month where the ES did not work. So I went back to October and it just didn't work. It failed. Okay. It was a whipsaw and it failed. So if you trade the ES, you want to go into it with your eyes open that it's a little bit shorter term testing, but it looks good on that testing. It looks pretty good. Okay. The other alternatives, we decided to, look into the euro because we had been trading the euro previously on this report. And our first two trades using the euro have been whipsaw stop outs. It's very difficult to have faith that the euro is going to be a solid trade. But look, when you go back and look at the testing, okay, these are not live results on the euro, they're test results. It's tested well, okay? The real question with the euro is how much slippage are you going to have, in the trade, okay? So the ES setup is a bracket of 12, targets of 15 and 40, stop of 20. All right, stop of 20. The ZN bond setup, I would do a bracket of 5, a stop of 8, and no problem with this setup, 5 and 15 on targets. If you want to trade more targets for a bigger move, be prepared to manage out of the trade. A target of 20 on your third position is fine. So I'm looking to trade the ES today. I think the indexes, but I'm also trading one gold. All right, I'm trading one gold. And, my original gold trade was 30 ticks. I'm going to leave it at 30 ticks. Usually when gold trades well on the jobs report, it goes way past 30 ticks. I'm just thinking, and okay. The ES setup that I'm using, it's a bracket of 12. I'm going to trade 3 contracts for a first target of 10. Let me just think for a second. Nope, I'm going to do what my testing showed. I'm going to go 15, 25, and 35. And the stop is a 20. So it's a big stop, a nice size bracket. Entry time 8:29:59. Now we have another trade today, and I'm not doing. Wasn't. We'll see what we're going to do after the trade, but we have an official trade with a trade room beginning at 9:30. Okay, we'll see what we're going to do if we're going to do anything else. Right now, I'm sticking with official trades this morning. One more time, let me go over my ES setup. Bracket of 12. Don't match my targets. It's not necessary. Use a range that's similar. Okay. So, in other words, you could use a range of targets 10 to 50. So, if you use 3 positions, spread your targets differently than mine. Use 12 and 23. Okay. Or 17 or 13 and 20. Okay. Don't use my exact targets. Everybody try to use different targets. It benefits us. So I'm trading 3 positions. My stop is 20, 15, 25, and 35. And it's reasonably conservative. The moves have been bigger. But again, I'm being conservative. It's a setup that's worked if you put it this way, for a quarter of a year, that sounds great. 3 months sounds less great. Okay, but it's a setup that's been working over the past 3 months. Entry time 8:29:59. And that's my setup. Okay. There's the high of the day on top of the ES. Gold's been bullish since the report. So what's expected today? Everybody's saying great report, going to be a great report. Okay. That's what everybody's saying. A great report means that the payrolls is going to be more than expected, so more than 490,000, and that the unemployment rate will go even lower or stay the same. That would be a great report. Okay. Normally, I'm keeping my news off to the side. Normally, a good gold report would push gold to the downside and it would push the ES to the upside. Okay. So that's what we're expecting. Not trading it as if I'm expecting that. I'm not expecting anything in terms of the way I'm trading it. I'm just expecting that there will be a move. That's all I'm expecting, some sort of a move. Okay. That's it. I'm not expecting, uh, I'm not trading it in a way that I think that it's going to go up or down, that the market or the index I'm trading is going to go up or down. Doesn't matter. Checking the sync again. Time sync is good. Time sync is good. Let me check my ES bracket based on time. Just want to double check it because I'm a lunatic. And I'll show you a video. So I need to be on sim. That's why we didn't see it. Brackets a little big, don't you think? A little big on those brackets. There we go. So I'm just trying to get normal sized spacing. Want to get proper spacing on my chart, make sure I'm right. So I'll go back and fix the time and my charts, and then we're ready to go. 8:29. Trading for real. Okay. Everything looks good. Make sure the time is right. Looks good. Make sure the charts are good. Make sure both setups are on my right account. They are. And then I've got financial juice in my headset. And I've got, that way I can have two normal sized trading charts. And let's look at last month's jobs report. Last month we got stopped on gold. And let's see, bonds probably would have been a stop also. It was a whipsaw on both. Just a really difficult trade. Okay. It happens. The markets go through this. And then February it was lousy also. February I tried the euro for the first time. That was our first month using the euro, and I got stopped on the euro. And gold popped up first and would have been a stop also. Now, I'm not showing you bad trades to scare you, okay? I mean, the truth is the truth. Our last couple of trades have been lousy. I'm never showing trades to scare us. Yesterday, the quarterly grain report, unbelievable situation. Unbelievable. A monster winning trade. Nobody got filled except one person. One person got filled. The market was so fast. That happens, but it doesn't change the fact how frustrating it is, right? So once again, I want to say hi to everybody on YouTube. I think with all the people watching us on YouTube, how about a couple of hit the like button? Am I not supposed to ask for you to hit the like button? But I am asking. So how about hitting that like button? How about hitting that like button? Sign up for the channel. Hit the notification bell. You'll know the next time we're here. For Trade Room members, we're going to be back at 9:30. We're going to debrief. We'll debrief this trade after it's over. So don't just run out of the room, please. The markets there's a lot of world news that's been moving markets. The president spoke yesterday. I saw his speech, most of it, and I didn't listen to a lot of the commentary. I had I had to leave, so I haven't paid much attention to what the commentary to his speech was. I know that everybody gets all worked up over the budget and the things that the president says about, like, a wealth tax or taxing the rich and all that kind of stuff. The reality of that is they never pass what a president says about taxing the rich or what he says about the budget. The point of that is really just conversation, but they waste too much time getting all bent out of shape over what the presidents say in their budget report, because it usually is changed completely by the time it gets voted on, in the House and Senate. So I think the more important thing in the news were some of the other other things he mentioned, more drilling, short term, the releases from the petroleum reserves, some of the executive orders about battery production. Those are more important. I think those are more important issues that deserve commentary, intelligent commentary, not let's go Brandon commentary. I don't think that helps anybody. We need intelligent thinking these days because the world's in a dangerous place regarding news and what should be done. So I think if we all think intelligently and respectfully, we'll move in a better direction. We're watching the ES on the left. We're watching GC on the right. Now, I reserve the right to cancel one of these indexes. Gold's got these big candles, you know. I don't like that, to be honest. So, it feels like the ES wants to test that high. It's certainly what it feels like. If the news is good, the ES should go up and gold should go down. I mean, that's what we normally see, okay? So it's a worse news than expected. The ES should go down, gold should go up. Gold should go up. Okay, so gold didn't work. Uh, ES should go down, and I'm going to wait for it. Gold, I only traded one contract. I've never seen a jobs report where there's no move. I may cancel the ES. I can't cancel it now. Unfreaking believable. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Just unbelievable. So literally, I was moving over to cancel my ES, and it burst up after it filled me. After it filled me. Soon, Jody. I'm waiting to hear from the programmer. I'm waiting to hear from the programmer. So I was going to cancel that. It's bad news. We're not news, not as expected. It's definitely negative news. The unemployment rate went down a little bit. Okay. The unemployment rate went down a little bit. And I don't have a ES after the trade template set up. So I'm just looking for an NQ setup. Not going to trade it, but I just want to look at something. So I was totally correct that the ES should be moving down. Totally correct that the ES should be moving down. So I'm selling one on the ES. I'm going to put a stop above it. Putting a stop above it. And right now I don't have a target. I think the market's going to go down. And I've got a buy down here. So I'm watching the ES. If I'm wrong, I'm going to lose a couple of $100 more, but the news is pretty negative by quite a bit. I think the ES is going to push down. Maybe it won't push down very much. Maybe I don't have to take any risk at all. I can put my stop at break even if I want to, right? I could. I mean, it's definitely too close. It's definitely too close. It doesn't seem to want to go. So if it doesn't go, it's not really moving with any strength to go down. If I could pick up $100, $150, I mean, it seems to me that the news is pretty negative. 431,000 jobs created. You're fighting the ES trend to the upside. Okay. We're fighting the ES trend to the upside. No matter what, I'm not going to lose money on this trade. I'd like to see it continue down. Doesn't seem like it wants to. There's an upward trend on the ES, working against me. So I made, a couple of ticks on that. So I think I'm done on this trade. There's no very, very minimal movement in the wrong direction also. I think I had tremendous bad luck. I was going over to cancel, and it burst up and filled me, which is unbelievably, I'll take the blame. I was very lackadaisical about how I moved to close the trade. So I guess I'll take the blame for that. I'll take the blame. What happened to everybody else? Did anybody else? What did you trade and what happened? Um, Wait longer to put our orders in. Chantal. Okay. Different way to trade it though. Different way to trade it. This was just probably the weirdest jobs report I've ever seen. Definitely the weirdest jobs report I've ever seen. No question about it. Gold didn't work. No, I got stopped on gold and the ES. I think the ES for me was unbelievably ridiculous. It burst up and then, I mean, it burst up just to stop me out, which is mind-boggling. Mind-boggling. I'm in state of shock. I've got to tell you, I'm in a state of shock. So if everybody wants to stick around for 5 minutes, um, I'll I'll trade. I'll go over the oil open. I want to thank everybody on YouTube. Chantal, let me. You could close out YouTube. I want to thank everybody on YouTube for watching us. So hit the notification bell. Hit the notification bell. Sign up to the channel, and you'll know the next time we're streaming, because we will be streaming next week. Okay, we'll definitely be here streaming next week.